So let me go back to my slide. Okay. Now we've gotten the sequence. So how can we now search for the eligible templates for this sequence? I've gotten the sequence down fine. Now how can we do that? We have different tools to be able to do this, to search for this eligible template that can have similarity to this sequence. We have 3 of them. But there have been online servers that make this work so easy and less time consuming that you can, within an hour, you are done and get a beautiful, reliable model. So the one I'm going to work with today is the Swiss model. What I highlighted there are being embedded in this online server. They have make everything in it, so you don't need to be doing it a step-by-step approach like that yourself. What you need to do was to import the sequence, and the way for the online file to perform is every function of it, which I'm going to show you shortly. Now, we all know that what called the blast, that's the blast local element search tool. What does it try to find? It was trying for the eligible template for this sequence. So let's quickly do that practically. So let me navigate to the Swiss model server. Swiss model. Okay, good. Okay, can we all see the page now? Now you can all see this is not the only one that I use in building 3D software that being used for modeling. We have a variety of them, but this one has been a kind of a more reliable one and kind of less time consuming, that within some hours you have the result done. Why some will take some days for them to give you the 3D structure of your protein? What does you just need to do, which I'm going to show you also, you just need to deposit there and wait for them to give you the result back. But here in this case, you get your result done within some hours. So that's now. So let's click on start modeling before I proceed to the next stage. So now what you need to do now, you can see we can clearly say what start a new modeling project, the target sequence, which I will to got. Like, let me go back to how I did that initially. You can see this when I click on download. This is a faster file of that sequence. What you need to do is also highlight everything and copy it. You copy it. You come here and paste it to this box. Now, one thing you will notice that if what you pasted in this box, the sequence has an error or a mistake, the server will automatically tell you an error. But in this case, telling us when you see it conform like this way, that means telling this is a good sequence to work with. I'm getting that point. Now, what next for you to do is what? To title your projects, because you may likely be doing more than one modeling that same hour. So for you to have a well-organized work, you need to title your projects. So now in this regard, so I will just type what's going on? Protein. Okay. You can any name you feel for your project you want to use. So now, because I want to make it everyone to understand what it really entails in this web page. You will see the 2 boxes here: the search for templates and the build model. You have different roles to perform. So let me first of all start with this build model. If you click on this build model, that means you are trying to skip some step, which I highlighted in this slide, which I'm going to show you. Because if you click on build model, that means you're telling the server to do the work for you automatically, just for you to relax. But in this regard, that's not the best way to do that, because at the end of the day, when you're going to do evaluation, discover that the model the computer did for you is not much reliable. But when you did what we call the search template now, which is this second step, which I'm going to take you to. Before I do that, let me navigate to the slide. You can see I was working with the slide in that regard. So now we are getting identification. We have identified a sequence. Now for us to select a template. So what we're going to do that is to click on that search template. Now I told you what I highlighted here, the profile alignment, the hidden Markov model are embedded in this Swiss model. So you don't need to be doing this one after the other. You can do that, but it will be time consuming. So now this Swiss server or the Swiss model server, I make it easy and less time for me to do that, which let's proceed to that stage now. So what you need to do, we are searching for template. We are trying to search for, because we are cleaning the database. Because all this one is what do that is going to create all the database that being and that have all the experimental protein structure. So you're trying to look for the similarity, one that have similarity. You try to check all through and bring it for us. So what we need to do is to start, click on the search template while you wait and let it load. Okay, good. So if you look at it now, it's doing that. It's saying searching for templates, matching your target sequence is currently querying, that you are querying it. If you check too closely, it says running the what HBL against what the Swiss model template library. For that, first thing to do, because the Swiss model has its own library, that's the only library where the experiment now are being deposited. You first of all did that. You will search for that. They move on to the. If you check this dot line, that's why I'm telling you that what I highlighted there have been embedded there already. So if you're doing that stage by stage itself, these are less time consuming. Now, what is what? Just extract all. Now, look at, we check through, we see the next one, the system model that you have blasted. First, he did this one, the next one is a blasted, you are trying to check all. So, next one is filtering the list of templates. Now, what was he trying to do? The tutorial post templates. All these are being embedded. So, you don't need to just stop, you just allow it to wait and run. So, for it to just build out the model, the templates. So, did everyone get to that point? So, as it's running, so let me be able to know, so that I will not be the one talking. So I will know I'm carrying people along what I'm saying. Hello?
Sorry, please, what's the name of the protein so I can also download it on my end?
Okay, let me navigate. Okay, this is it. The adenosine lysis Plasmodium falciparum. That's the name of the protein with the sequence ID of Q7KWD4. So once you are in that page, you can just type this sequence, the accession number. I mean, you copy it and paste it in this search box. So to bring it to this page. Did that answer your question?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, good. So it's still running. You can see it's still running. So we just allow it to do its work perfectly. Okay.
Hello, can you hear me? Hello. Hello, sir. Can you hear me? I want to ask a question, please. Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm going to take a bit backward. When you go to the Uniports and you type in the protein name and everything, or the accession number, where is you click on? Like, I didn't get that part.
Sorry, wait. So where do I click on to? Okay, now on the Uniplot, I told you, you know what Uniplot has been done. So our main focus for today's workshop, we are just trying to get the sequence. Though this is not the only online server to get that, but this one has been commonly used. So what you need to do is also to navigate. You see on the left hand side of the screen, you see being mentioned of this function, the name, taxonomy, the phenotype, the expression, interaction, structure, family, and but what we addressed is the sequence. You just click on the sequence side. So it will brought you to that side here. Can you see it? So the next thing for you now is to download the FASTA file. When you click on the word download here, now this is it. Just click on it. It will open this page. What it does need to do is to highlight or everything. Just copy it and move to that. Because the workshop we are making use of Swiss model. Though we have a lot of them. We have the modeler, we have the prime. So I'm going to show you. But for today, we're working with Swiss model. So that's a question. Oh, this is taking time.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's answered the question. Then after that, are we clicking add hetero targets? That's the
Okay, good, good. I
green
love that. You don't need to do
highlighted
that.
button there. What next after pasting?
So next thing for you to do is towards you click on search template. That's the next step. So you are trying to tell it to what search for the template that have a similarity sequence to that what you did. Why is mistaken? Is that clear?
I have a question, please.
Okay, good.
So when you find template results that after you checked for templates, how do you now know which one to select? Because I see you have a couple of template results here. And I know you mentioned something around 30% is a good
Okay, yes, you
is
are still
good.
going there. Yes, yes, you are still going there. Yes, thank you for that. I are still going there. I'm taking it step by step so that I will not be jumping. So I want to take it. So we are still going that way. Just said now. Where I said 30%, I'll get there. So let's allow you to for you to do to load finish. So you're going to see what I mean like that. Don't know why it's taking time. So, she will be taking this longer.
Please, I have a question.
Okay.
Hello, please, I have a question.
All right.
Yeah, this
Okay,
how can we
Sorry,
get
I
it?
can't hear you, sir.
I said this Swiss model. How can we log into it?
Sir, I can't hear you. I still can't hear you. Sorry.
It's Swiss modeling.
Okay.
Yeah, how can we log into the website?
Okay, you don't need to log in. It doesn't require any user or name to do that. Just for you, just what the link or just click on Google first. Click on Swiss model. So let me do that so that I can know what I'm saying. Now I want to search for it in this regard. So Swiss model. Okay, can you see that's the first one you're going to show you when you see it? Just click on it. Okay, can you see it? So it doesn't require you having now. It doesn't require to have it to have it's not compulsory. I will advise to have to set up your details with them. Why? Because once you are modeling subsequent protein, your previous work will be sent to your email as a record, your own record. Maybe you want to go back to later on because on the server they will give it a maximum of 30 days. After 30 days, it will be cleared off from it. So that's essence of you. You can register with them and have your details, your profile with them. Is that does that answer the question? Hello.
Yeah, I said yes. Thank you.
Okay, good. So now,
please,
I'd
can I
like
ask
to
one
know.
question, please?
Okay, do before I'll
Yeah,
continue. Okay.
please. There was a time you were talking about the importance of this homology modeling for
Okay.
CAD, that's computer-aided drug design. So I don't really know how this modeling comes in. That's number one. And the second
Okay.
question, what I'm saying is I don't know how homology modeling is going to aid computer-aided drug design. So
Okay. Good.
the second
Okay.
question is this. From what I am seeing here, it means that probably maybe if I am trying to do a study, uh,
Mm-hmm.
it means, let's say I did sequence a protein. So it's the amino acid that I'm trying to use to generate a 3D structure for it, with which I'm going to work with, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay, okay. So please
Yes.
answer the first question, please.
Okay. Good. Now,
I
as
have a question. We have to hold on with our questions for now so that the presenter can conclude the stage. We rest, we ask the questions, and then we continue. I think that will be better.
okay. Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Okay, so I'll answer your question when I'm done with this case. So let me start now. This is still loaded now. It has given us what a template. If you check closely, we have 50 templates. What does it mean? It's trying to tell us that we are able to query to find us sequence that have a similarity. That is a experimental routine that have already been experimented before. That have a similarity to our target sequence. So we have 50 of it. But now, so the person that asked about the percentage of, so this is where I'm going to explain everything now. Now we have 50 of it, so we cannot make it of this 50. That's it. So you need to choose the best out of it. You're trying to look for the reliable model for us to go on with the further analysis. So now, if you check closely, we have 50. Now, so if you check through this, you will see this 2QDA are the pop ID, that's the protein ID. These are the experimental protein that they've been deposited already in the protein data bank. Can we all see clearly? These are all it here. These are all it here. So now we have 50 of it. So they are being highlighted based on their level of sequence identity from the highest to the lowest. From the highest to the lowest. I think the first one have is what? The sequence identity. If you check through now, we have what? The quaternary structure, the sequence similarity, the alignment. How are they aligned? Before this is the second stage. Now, before I proceed, which template am I going to choose? And the reason why I'm choosing it, we have some factors, some parameters we need to consider before you can choose one. Firstly, so let's assume now. I'm not assuming. So this is what I'm saying. Let's explain it vividly. So this is the name, is to tell you the name of that protein and the ID. That is the PDB ID. If you go to predict data bank, you're going to find this ID there. So this is the template now. So for us now to choose it and build based on the similarity. So first thing, if we check on this side, this Microsoft, you see a sequence similarity. What's that is, what's the percentage? What's the similarity with it? And the native percentage. Now, that is, he has a 63.9% similarity to our target sequence. The next one also have the same thing. Followed by this, we are checking down now. We've seen that there is reducing as they're going down. As I told you, it's from highest to lowest. Now this one you have 46%. It's still good. It's still a good model I can still work on because I still do in generally. Let me go back to my slide quickly where I made that point. Okay, I said in generally a 30% sequence identity is required to generate a reliable model. So checking this now, all these you look down through now, they are still within that our standard principle that we know that they've been stated. Now we can see now. Look at, I told you we have some that are below it, which is 27.3. This one is what is a cutoff. Now we can now start making the decision from this 39.56 above up. So that's the first factor to consider. So the second factor to consider now is that the ligand. There's what we call this co-ligand, the co-crystallized ligand. They have been crystallized with this protein when they have been doing experimentally. If you check this ligand side, you discover these are the co-crystallized ligand. You discover this one doesn't have, but they have the same identity similarity to what we are target. But these have a co-crystallized ligand. We have the calcium. You can see the calcium. You also have the MAP. That's the adenosine monophosphate. That's the crystallized that being crystallized with it because this crystallized. Why? Let me explain. I've explained the first one. The second factor is that ligand. Why do we need to consider this? When you consider because in protein. Huh? I didn't hear you. Okay, so
yes, we can.
This okay. This ligand. Why? We need to consider it because in protein, the ligand, the proposed therapeutic target are trying to model or to dock You cannot just dock like that. Though there's what we call blind docking. When we get to that aspect, I will explain that. There's what we call blind docking and docking aspect. That is, this co-scalar ligand have been crystallized to the binding site of this protein. That is, that's where our proposed ligand now we are trying to deduce is going to bind. That's why we are going to we need a ligand to come with it. Though it's not compulsory, but it's been advisable to have a model, a template that have a ligand that come with it, so that this will lessen your work to know the binding site. That's one. Two, if perhaps, because I've seen some cases, I've seen some that after the model, the template brought out, discover that it didn't even have some binding, it didn't have some co-scalar ligand at all. So that doesn't mean I cannot continue with my model. I'll still continue. What does it mean to do? I'm going to use an external server now to predict the binding site. So that's that in that regard. So now the next thing is now the method. What method have been? I told this all highlighted there at the experimental one. So how was this method being carried out? The I told you have the NMR, that's the 2-1, but they are expensive one. So this is the method, this is the sequence identity. These are the what we call the global molecular query experimental, that is the values there. Now, okay, let me click on this so I can explain it. Okay, good. I think this one tell us able to show it very clearly now. So what method was being used? The method is what the S-ray diffraction, that was, and the Armstrong. These are still in conformity. Let me make this point. Any protein that have an Armstrong above, I repeat myself, any protein that have an Armstrong above 3 is not a good model. That's it. So anyone below that range, they have been a reliable model in that regard. So now, so let me. Okay, now let's say I decide to choose this first model template. What I need to do, I select it. This is it here showing on this structure of it. Can we all see it clearly? Sorry. Okay. This is the protein itself, the modeled one. The modeled one here. So this is the template. If I unselect it now, it's why it's not show. Let me unselect it here. Can you see it? It's not showing that no template selected. So if I click on the next one here, let me click on this. Allow it to load to show up. Sorry, my network is a bit slow. So it will show up here. That's fine, good. They are different ones entirely. So if you click on 2, it will build it together. I get my point. It will bring the 2 that you select 2 templates at once, but I advise you to work on one template, to not to confuse yourself. So let's work with the first one. So now, before I do that, now the next for me to do, let me go to my second step, which is these are the parameters we need to check. We're trying to now we are able to select our template. Now we are done with the first part. So second part now for us to do is what the sequence alignment and alignment correction. If there's a mistake, how can we do that? We also use of different online server to do that. We have 2 of it that are being widely used. So in this regard, I'm going to make use of this. You can use anyone. It doesn't mean you can use anyone you feel like using. So let me work with this. Let me reload that. So can you see it now? The T-Scofied multiple sequence alignment server. So this one, what we're trying to tell us, the sequence alignment score. You will see some that the score will be below 50. That is trying to tell us how the similarity with our target. So how can I do that? Let me quickly do that to show us. So you see now, this is at the page. We click on structural alignment. Okay, now good. What we need to do is to input the sequence. We're going to input our target sequence. and the sequence that the Swiss model template does for us. We're going to import it here and check their alignment. So let me quickly run that. Okay, let's go back. First thing was to go back to our sequence that we initially downloaded. We copy it first. Come back, paste it, and press enter key so that you can able to enter the next. What are you going to enter next? Now is now the template sequence that the Swiss model got able to shoot for us. So I go back there, which is this. So what you need to do now is that just come here and click on this red one, figure, sorry, alphabet that's showing here. That's the PDID. Click on it, it will load. So that's able to get our hem. So it will tell us much about the protein. So what I need to do is I'm trying to get the sequence of the templates. So you click on, sorry. Okay, click on this, look at this setting. So, okay. You scroll up, you're going to see what export alignment now. So what we need to do is what the faster, if I can download anyone, but based on what we are working on, let's work with the faster format. Click on it. Good. You can see bring other what's it called? A box containing the sequence of the templates. What you need to do is just copy it and go back to that for you to take the alignment. You paste it to it again. Good. Now, next for you to do what? Come here and submit your work. Now, why you need to include your email address? Perhaps maybe because once you click on it, it will go and give you a result which is going to do that. And also for you to have a record of what you are doing, you just automatically send it to your email. This is my email here. So I submit to allow it to load. Now we are on the second. We are getting my point. So sorry, do not load this page. Can you see? So allow it to wait for you to do its work perfectly. So let me quickly go back to the slide again. I told you can also use cluster W, the same rule. Is that clear, everyone?
Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, it's very clear.
So I'm asking that. So it means that you have to, on the tick of the site, you have to input the sequence you got from the Uniprot, and then the one you got from the Swift model.
Yes, because yes. Why you need to do that? Okay, why I need to do that? Because I'm not making my decision to select templates. Fuck. Sorry. So I've not make a template. I'm not able to make my decision which template I'm going to choose. So these are the other factors I'm trying to consider before I now build my model. So this will load, and it brought out. It's going to give us the sequence score. So on your own hand, you can also be doing that also. So I'm going to choose like 2 templates and check their sequence alignment score using this server. The same procedure. Get the sequence of the target one, get the template sequence, which you can allow it to load. So you get that score.
Your battery shouldn't be low.
Yes, the battery is low. Maybe we'll go and come back.
Nigerian factor is light.
No, I think he is off to connect the charger. Probably.
Please don't touch it. Let's try and come back.
So please let's hold on for him. We'll be back in a short while.
Anyone that understands how to actually see the sequence speed model. I just find that side. This
I think we can use this.
Can I answer your question?
Yeah, yes, you can thank
There was the course I did before on bioinformatics. Actually, there is a target. There is a target sequence, which was the other one that you copied. Now that target sequence, you have to search for a similar sequence, a sequence that is related to that. In, for instance, that first one that he clicked that had 67 and 69%, whatever. Uh, so he's supposed to run the sequence, the target sequence that was given. The computer is supposed to search for it, see if it has a link either in a reverse or in a forward is it transcription? I don't know, but yeah, I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. So when the computer finds something that is similar to that sequence, even if there is a deletion or maybe an insertion, it's going to like mark it, say this is it here. That is what I learned from my previous course, and I think that is what he's about to do. That I don't know if I answered your question.
Thank you so much for answering the questions. I think you're right. So as we await, let's wait for our presenter to be back. So he's currently trying to put um, the system back close to the power source. So we should be back in a while, in a minute or so. So we can use this 10 minutes. In the next 10 minutes, we can come back to continue the presentation. Thank you so much. If you're just joining, so you can go through the material that has been sent to the Telegram page, Telegram channel, and Telegram group, so that we can have a feel of what our presenter is hinting about, and then an idea about what it's going to do in the hands-on session as it proceeds. Thank you so much.
Please, can you inform us when he comes by? Because some of us are at work,
Yes,
so we know when to join.
Yes, I will notify you on the Telegram group.
Thank you.
Hello, Mr. Akintola.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes,
Good
sir.
morning from my side.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, I want to appreciate you for this initiative. I've been a
Thank you
follower
so much,
on.
sir.
I've been a follower on LinkedIn. It's just that I've been unable to message directly from that platform. So I actually want to find out if there was a hands-on section yesterday.
Yes, there was an hands-on session yesterday.
Oh wow!
But we provided before we provide the full link of the class. So I also shared the link to the full course on genomics course number 1, whereby what we discussed yesterday was also explained in details in the course.
Okay.
So if you're part of the Telegram group, you will have seen the link to the YouTube videos.
All right. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. So we'll be joining, we'll be starting in a few minutes, in about a minute or two. So let me notify those on Telegram group that will start soon.
Hello.
I think you can switch to presentation mode, sir, so that it would make the screen bolder. So you can start now, sir, once you're ready, sir.
Okay. Sorry, can everyone
Yeah.
see it?
Sorry, can everyone see it? Yes.
Is my point still
Is
audible
my
and the
voice
screen?
audible and the same? Loud and clear, sir.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry for
Sorry
that
for
bit of lag. So let me start. Let me continue where I stop. Okay. Can you all see my screen clearly?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, good. Thank you. So I stop at trying
Yes,
to
sir.
like on the stage step 2, trying to check for the sequence alignment and alignment correction. So it is still on that same the coffee server that we want to do that, and I told you why I want to do that also. Okay, so before I do that, let me navigate to the trace model.
Oh.
Okay, now let me copy this still sequence I'm making up. So I select all, copy. Please bear with me. I find myself here. So it's more like I want to do it again. So let me quickly repeat that. So Okay. So it's still running for us to bring out the templates I explained initially. So I just want to continue on the where I stopped. So a few minutes for you to load to get that done.
So I think
So
the
let me
good
walk.
aspect of this analysis is that you can do it on your phone, right?
Sir?
I think one of the advantages is that you can do it on your phone.
Yes. So it's able to navigate on phone. So let me continue the next. So we are on the next stage. I think. Okay. Yes. Let me quickly explain the whole overview of the step. So I think that will be more faster a bit. So I will just be taking us through the practical aspect. Why that is loading, so that everyone can still be able to achieve one or two things. So now the next thing for us to do is now the model building. What are you trying to achieve now? That is, once the optimal alignment, which I will still go back there, that I want to achieve. Once it's been achieved now, that is when the coordinating of the corresponding residues, that's the amino acid there, or the template protein can be simply copied onto the what? The target protein. What does this statement mean? That is, I told you that the Swiss model now has the experimental template, and the target protein has sequence. So what is the model trying to do now? It's trying to copy the alignment that we will achieve already. It's copying it out. So it's going to copy it on the target protein. That is going to have a similarity sequence. Okay. So sorry for that. So once that is being done, the Swiss model is going to do all the steps I highlighted there. So let me quickly, that's what I'm saying. Let me quickly explain everything. So which I will now go back to the Pascal aspect. So let me call where I stop. I said once the optimal alignment is achieved, what does it mean? That is, now you're going to check the alignment. You see where the sequence of the target sequence and the experimental one have a similarity. So that is going to copy those where there are similarities. So why those on that similarity will be cut off automatically by this web server. So the next, he said, if two aligned residues are identical, I see the coordinates of the side chain atom are copied. I told you along also. That is, once they are identical, the side chain where there's loop, where there's a gap. You understand? Where there's a gap in between the sequence, this will automatically be corrected by this Swiss server particularly. So he said, if two residue differs, that is the backbone atoms, that is their backbone, that's the carbon, the alpha carbon, it will be copied along. You get that statement now? That is, if the aligned residue now are identical to each other, definitely their side chain, their theta carbon, everything will be copied along. But if the residues are different now, maybe you're having amino acid, maybe you're having protein, you're having proline or glycine. You're not having proline, that means that in that regards, the proline will be copied along. But we're having like proline and glycine. These are amino acid. We have proline, the aspartate, the arginine, you have like that. So I'm going to see everything. So it's going to be copied. If they are not different, the residues now are different. We will not copy the residues. We always copy the backbone, that is what the alpha carbon being attached is going to copy along. That's that. So what can we use? Which highlighted, I told you earlier on, I think we have the model, the modeler, the prime. The modeler is also a online server. This prime is a software being developed by Stringer. So you do that, but these prime are a paid one. It's a paid tools to get that done. But these are they are variety. But why I highlighted this, I highlighted the best out of all. So that are workings of the best one that has a tweak model that I'm showing you. So the next step is the loop modeling. Before I continue, am I still making some points, and everyone can still hear me clearly, see my screen clearly? If I proceed.
Yeah, with you, sir.
With you, sir.
Thank you. All right, good. So now the next thing was to loop model. What does it mean? It's trying to the gap, the instruction that we call the loops. They are also is a certain thing that they are present. We all know that they are present in the sequence of the homology proteins. They are present. So what you need to do, because they say the specificity of function of protein is often determined by the loop. If there are more instruction, definitely the lesser the functionality of that protein. But if if there is none at all, definitely you need to get a high level reliability of a reliable protein. Now they say the accuracy of loop modeling is an important factor, which is the value of a generated model for a further application. That's telling us what the accuracy, why we need to do this loop modeling. Don't forget, I said this Swiss model, I've all these steps embedded in it, just for you to sit down and import your sequence and not be clicking some menus, and that's all you need to do. You don't need to be doing this yourself. But there's some server, there's some other tools. You need to do this yourself practically, but that takes a lot of time and kind of a technical skills to do that. But based on the workshop, I didn't want to. I should have done that. The system is down. Sorry for that. So the tools we can use to do this too are these ArcPrep or Cogent. The link are there. So I told you we don't need to disturb ourselves doing that because it's already been done in this. Let me explain again. I said the loop, there are gaps in the amino acid. Now we have gotten the model. We have gotten the model structure now, but there are still some gaps. There's some instruction between the amino acid. This already been closed up. I get my point. Before that can be built, these steps are already being done automatically in the web server. That's the Swiss model. That regard. So this can also be done separately if you want to, using this web link I created on this slide. So good. So let me move. The next one is a sidechain modeling. What does it mean? Because most of the models protein, they are missing sidechain, and when there's a missing sidechain, this will hinder you to be able to have a reliable protein. One, this will hinder you in further analysis in saying that a molecular docking in that regard, because if they are missing side chain, these are the amino acids, these are the side chain, these are the either the R group, your the carboxyl group, these are the side chain. If they are missing, definitely you will be able to have what, because amino acid, we know how make up an amino acid, the structure of an amino acid. Each of they have the carbon, the R group, the bonds there, that are there. So now this side chain, it helps us to be able to have the conformation of the protein, because the three structures are rotationally, they rotate via their bond angle, torsion angle, they rotate via this bond. So if they are missing, definitely there will be an issue. So what do we need to do? This can be done using some tools to correct that if they are missing side chain. Let me give that. Say side chain is usually done by putting what side chain onto the backbone coordinate. I told you what I read initially. I said if the residues align now, that's it. I'm going back to that second step. The alignment now, we have the similarity. It will copy those residues. They have a similarity to copy them on our target. That's one. Two, if the aligned sequence now, the residues, sorry, they're not identical, they're different. definitely you do not copy it. That I mean that in that regard, that means there's a tight chain missing. That there's a tight chain was missing in that regard. But it only copy what the backbone. You should not copy the side chain because they are not similar. But those that are similar, it will copy it along. That way, this issue of the side chain procedure needed to be done. You understand the point now? That way, it needed to be done. So how can we correct that? Those really copy only the backbone, you didn't copy the side chain. So how can we correct that? I need to correct that. So how can we correct that? Is using these tools I highlighted there. The model side chain is very important. I told you evaluating the protein-ligand interaction, because this where these are ligand going to bind is very important at the active site and the protein interaction. If perhaps you are doing protein docking, if you are doing protein ligand, these are different approach. So this side chain is very, very vital in that regard to do. So how can we do that? We make use of these tools. Yeah, but in this case, you don't need to disturb yourself because the Swiss model have take care of this step optimally. So vividly. So now what we need to do ourselves now is the what we call the next step, that's this one, the model optimization, but it's not that compulsory. It's not that compulsory because that's why before you can recommend a server or your online server for someone to make use of, you check all these parameters. One of these is what the model how able to predict a reliable model. I told you we have a lot of server can use to do this modeling. Then that's why I listed out the best. Why these are the best? Because to save all stress of doing this in ourselves, because if you use some other servers like that, it will just do the modeling for you. It will not correct all these things I'm trying to highlight for you. It will not do it automatically for you. But if you know it's fine, continue to do, but it is time consuming because we are in our research, what we are doing now, because we're trying to make everything easy for humans to do. That's why these servers are being used in that regard. So why I say this model, what does this model optimization does? It's a model usually begin with energy minimization, utilizing a molecular mechanism of force field. That is the general raw model now. I think I did it. Is made free of what structural irregularity. What does it mean? Such as what the unfoldable bond angle, the bond length, the close atomic contact. What does this model optimization is also trying to do? I told you, in the conformation, how it's moving, it move around its angle. And if there's a kind of irregularity as in the structure itself, what does irregularity? What does irregularity come? What if the bonds are not favorable? If the bond, maybe you have instead of you having, though there will be bad angles, you cannot have 100%. That's what, but it can be corrected if you have lesser one. If you have a bad angle, you have a torsion, the bond length is not that okay, the close atomic weight, this thing is not okay. But this can be corrected. This is another big idea of this doing the model. We now have to optimize it as you are going to increase it to correct these factors I listed out. But this Swiss model have done that in that regard. So they said if you see now, if that is not that certain at times, it's not that common, but at least if you find yourself in that position, like you find your structure model has some irregularities, what can you do? Is for you to carry out model optimization. Model optimization. If structural regularity are seen, it can be corrected by applying what energy minimization procedure on the entire model. Okay. So a few minutes. Okay, are we still there?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, good. So is that about the model optimization. I explain why that needs to be done. If we find that your structure has some irregularities, so what tools can we make use of that now bring about um, this molecular dynamic simulation, the GROMAS, that can be used. Also, we can also use this online interview, that Galaxy. It can also be used in that regard also. So finally, the final step now is what to do a model validation. To validate after you have gotten the model, you cannot just proceed like that or start with it. You need to validate it. I say the quality of model is what determines what the functionality. If the quality is bad, definitely the functionality will also be bad. They are directly proportional. So the sociochemistry analysis of the model is one of the basic requirements, and the analysis is done with what environmental such as what the bond length, the touch angle, and the rotational angle. These are the what is going to be checked, and we have tools for checking that. You don't need to disturb yourself cracking your brain. These have been done. There are some they've done that successfully, which I'm going to show you after on. And what are they? The pro check, the mobility, and the Ramachandran plots. So these are also tools we're going to check to validate our model. So that's that, and also the residue equivalent can be fallout of the axial region of the reference plot, and the determination of the special features of the model-based theory confirmation and the mean statistical potential are also carried out, trying to verify the 3D structure. These have been done in that regard. Okay, this is sending us the overview of the whole process, how it's been done, showing you how it's been done. The identify the template, the align sequence template structure. Also, you look building and model building. You can see this is the kind of chart. You can see be repeated. If the model failed, you can see repeat it. I see if the model is okay, yes, you continue, it will end. If you take your right hand side, you see the target sequence, the template, and the sequence alignments, and also the homology modeling. Also, these are all together. If it's what at the stage when you evaluate your results, but it fails, the parameter I highlighted here initially, this if square the bond length, torsional angle are totally out of it, you can have to repeat the process again and start correcting it. So this is the real what outcome you have to expect after you are done with the whole process. If you check through, you have the template recognition and initial alignment, the alignment correction I showed you, I'm about to show you later on, and also the third one is what the backbone generation. I told you, if there's a missing side chain now, you have to model it. If you check it through, you see that this you can see how the arrow goes. So now, if the model needed to be optimized, you can also optimize it. If it's not that certain at times to do that. Also, we have the model validation. So when you are validating and discover is pass all the parameters, definitely the model is ready for further future analysis. So that's that. So thank you. So I will need please I will still seek your audience, and please I'll need to take the practical section up break, please. I need to attest something right now. So probably I'll ask you to answer questions. So after them, please, don't bear with me. Thank you.
Okay. How soon should we
Can it be like 20 minutes thereabouts?
Oh, okay. That means the class is going to reconvene in the next 30 minutes.
Please, I'm sorry for that. It's not intentional of doing that because I need to attend to my boss. It will call upon me now. So sorry for that. Sorry.
All right.
All right.
Thank you so much. So if we have any questions, we can forward it to the Telegram group. So the class is going to reconvene in the next 30 minutes.